Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. May you continue to do so until the elect is sealed. If I can say, if the elect has not already been sealed, then it can't be too much longer. Okay, because a new topic that brothers were discussing. The brother Ragabar was sharing with us in the group chat that basically something that I was also looking at as well. You got this whole thing about edited videos, which on the internet is known as a deepfake. A deepfake, which is a combination of the deep learning and fake. A technique for human image synthesis based on artificial intelligence. It is used to combine and superimpose existing images and videos onto source images or videos using a machine learning technique known as generative adversarial networks. So basically in layman's terms, they can use a computer program and they can combine images, and like brothers are saying, they can pretty much make you say what they want. Let's take a quick look at it and see, because this is all spiritual topics. We're coming to the time where Esau's wanting to implement the chip. Okay, and we know Esau, scriptures talk about Satan's devices. We know Esau likes to hit two birds with one stone. Okay, it wants to get us off the streets. They want to also demonize the truth, demonize the Bible, demonize the men of the Lord, get them out of there, be able to persecute them and lock them up. Okay, and ultimately when they do that, they're gonna destroy it. They're gonna go at the people. That's when Esau's gonna come down like a roaring lion. And that's why the scriptures say, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. Now, when this was said, Egypt had already been destroyed. So it's talking about this place, which is spiritually Egypt. Hence why the pyramids and all of that stuff, and you can look up videos on that. But on this topic of the deep fakes, because it's coming. It's already been here. Let me say it like that. It's already been here. All of this stuff has been here. Television is a billion-dollar industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Television networks and all of that stuff. So this stuff has already been here. Doctored images and shit. This stuff has already been here. But it looks like Esau's kind of ramping up on it. Because we know one of the blessings of Esau is what? The sword. You got this television in your house with all these signals going through it. They use it as a sword. They use it as a weapon. Okay, let's jump into it. And these are all his videos that we're using. The tongue is falling back on ourselves because there's so much of a bunch of fucking devils. Okay, that's why last year one of the things that they were doing, they brought Mark Zuckerberg before Congress for Facebook. They brought another executive before Congress for Twitter. Then they brought another executive before Congress for I want to say for Google. I believe it was for Google. So they're bringing forth all of these executives of all these giant platforms that have all this access to, hundreds of millions of people's information, and basically they're vetting them and they're forcing them to comply with the will of what the government wants them to do. Just like, and we're gonna get into this, the whole social credit system that China has, which this year they're actually ramping up so they can do it across the full country of China. Because it was in limited places before it was there, but now they want to do it across the whole country. Okay, the scriptures talk about Moab is my washpot. Well, these Moabites, they're a washpot for Esau right now. Ultimately, the Most High, yes, but right now they're the washpot for Esau. They're the servant for Esau. Matter of fact, show you how dumb these fucking Moabites are. All of these billions and billions of them.
Given a mark out of a possible 950 points. A score in the 700s is considered good. Around the 500 mark is not. For now, the number is a sort of bank credit rating, keeping track of everyone's spending habits.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
It forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here. We're used to it, and anyway, we don't have a choice. But in an effort to keep all of its subjects in line, Beijing is taking the system a step further in 2020. It's aggregating data gathered by banks, private companies, and the state to rate if someone's a good or bad citizen.
By using the most...
Alright, so... hey, that's what the scriptures mean when they say the other nations are a drop in the bucket. These people, if you go back to the video, you look in their eyes, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Because a lot of that stuff was created by Esau. It was created by Esau, the social credit system and stuff. Basically, China is the experiment ground for what's going to come here to America. Most likely comes here to America. You know, that's part of going into the mark of the beast and the RFID chip. But going back to this, the deep fakes.
If we are entering into a future where anything can be fake.
Look at this. That shit looks real. Looks just like the real deal.
Well, then nothing is going to be real.
Until recently, seeing was generally believing. While voters couldn't be sure a candidate was always telling the truth.
Well, I'm not going to. I burned everything I got.
They could trust that they did actually speak the words captured on video. The proliferation of deepfakes has changed that and could have a huge impact on how political campaigns unfold.
What happens when we enter a future in which we simply don't believe what we read, hear, or see online? How do we have democracy? How do we agree on basic facts of what's happening in the world?
Deepfakes, synthesized video created by artificial intelligence, can depict people saying or doing things that didn't actually happen.
President Trump is a total and complete dick.
And as we approach the 2020 presidential election, the race is on to develop new technology to tackle them.
So the way we attack this problem is we build so-called soft biometric models. And these are big biometric...
Hey, Salakia, I forgot when I had the volume up, his feedback, Salakia.
But the intention is to capture subtle facial expressions, head movements, that are distinct to you as an individual and are disruptive in the creation of a fake.
Researchers at UC Berkeley are among those working on ways.
Hey, and what does everybody have? Everybody has those what are those things called that everybody's got? Snapchat filters, right? Everybody's going on there, recording their face, and what do? They use that information to come up with this kind of technology. You have access to millions of people's faces and faces, and you can start to form facial recognition software and technology, and you can do this kind of stuff. And all these things are through the mind of the devil. Hey, what do the scriptures talk about? You know, you could clearly see this is not the work of the Most High. Okay, you know, Yahweh Shai set up laws, statutes, commandments. He set up judges, he set up kings, he set up all these things to rule a nation. He didn't set it up for us to be under a fucking camera and all of this crazy shit and this madness. What do the scriptures say though? The wicked, they can't sleep until they come up with wickedness. They can't sleep.
They plan to make their
That's why a lot of these Edomites, they're drugged out.
technology available to media organizations covering the 2020 campaign.
The first thing we do is we measure all kinds of head movements and facial expressions. You can see in this video that we're capturing, the blue box is capturing how his head is rotating in three-dimensional space. The red dots are localizing his facial expressions, so we can actually see when he raises his eyebrows, when he opens his mouth, and then of course the green lasers coming out of his eyes are telling us entire video. We make a number of measurements, his facial expressions, his facial movements, and his head movements, and then we use those to build soft biometric models that distinguish him from, for example, a comedic imposter that is used to create a face swap or a lip sync deepfake. Because we're going after these really fundamental properties about the video, we think the adversary is going to have a very hard time to counteract our detection. Not impossible, but I think they're going to have a hard time. You don't really stop the forgery, but what you do is you make it more difficult for them, more time consuming for them, and it requires more skill. We're basically putting speed bumps in the road for them.
Deepfake creators are constantly adapting their techniques to outsmart new detection tactics. So it's crucial that detection technology doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
It's a double.
Well, shit, it's already fallen into the wrong hands. It's already in the wrong place. And that's basically what these Edomites are saying. Hey, the number of people working on the video synthesis side as opposed to the detector side is 100 to 1. And these Edomites, thinking ahead. Yep, they're racing to defuse a political weapon. Fake videos that could undermine candidates and mislead voters during the 2020 presidential campaign. Hey, because what happens when that president is elected, they're inaugurated. Okay, they received that blessing, and Trump, he was inaugurated because he was able to sway the people with the different things that he was saying. And, scriptures talk about somebody who's wicked, who teaches with their hands, and these Edomites like to do these little different hand signs and all these different things. Well, he's already spoken on it. Oh, fake news, fake. So now he can parlay. Oh, it's a fake video, and these people are devils. These people are fucking very, very deceitful, very smart, very conniving. And that's now why is all this stuff important to know about? Hey, because the men of the Lord. The scriptures talk about a time where the Lord talks about, look, I've come to turn brother against father, son against father, brother against brother. But there's going to come a time where certain men of the Lord who are teaching the truth of the Bible, they're going to be persecuted by their family, by the people that they work with, all of these things. They're going to, the scriptures talk about that. They're going to be taken in front of judges and all these different highly important people. And that's going into the hour of temptation, because you're gonna have a lot of people. Hey, if you don't have that spiritual mark on you of protection, you're gonna fold. You're gonna crack. They're gonna tell you something. Look, take this money and sell out, or change your message, whatever bullshit they whisper in your ear. And a lot of Israelites, they're gonna take it. They're gonna take it. Hey, and I pray to Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. And if it happens to me, I get in one of these situations, hey, I maintain my integrity. Hey, I pray for that spirit. That's another thing, man. We gotta continue to pray for that spirit in that situation, because right now everything is good. You can still go to the store. You can bullshit around. You can get you a couple of beers. You can sit back. You can learn through the scriptures. You can watch the videos. You can fellowship. All of this stuff, freedom. Limited freedom, yes, but still, we have liberty. So it's coming to a time, and it's gonna keep being spoken up, because that's just what it is. Because Esau has sent every weapon and every false preacher that he can. He sent his top people who are from the colleges, the so-called apologists, the theologians, the people with the hermeneutics degrees, and they come with the $10, $50 words. Oh, you guys are doing eisegesis, and we're doing the exegesis of the scriptures, and blah blah blah. And when you look those things up, they're not even that fucking complex. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna save this for another video. I'm gonna save it for another one. Because I just want to show a little bit more of this, how fooling it is you know, and how important the brotherhood is, and doing things according to the scriptures. And you know, this is why the scriptures give a certain things that you need to do. You know, you have to have witnesses in certain instances. You have to be able to have witnesses. It's coming to that time where, you know, they can try to fool you, and you know, you have you might have some animosity or problems or something, and then something like this breaks out, and boom, you know, now that would completely break you off from the congregation under false pretenses. So it's coming to that time, just like in the New Testament, when the Roman Empire was going down. You know, what did they say? Man, the Israelites. That's what they started persecuting. Every Caesar, if they wanted to get in good with the people, they persecuted the Israelites. Feed them to the lions.
Talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, you're wearing a red hoodie. You're wearing a red hoodie and a red New York baseball cap. Here you're now wearing a blue hoodie with a blue Golden State hat. And you can't really tell. And so now let's get into the science of that, right? So, and I'm just talking about symbolically. I'm not mad at Bleacher Report or anything like that. You know, it's cool in a way, because Bleacher Report, shit, they big as fuck. They got 9 million.
All right. So, you know, you get the point. You get the point. So, and the last point, you know, because that's what basically, this is how you know who runs shit. Because what did the U.S. do? They just blacklisted this company is called Huawei. You know, they made a certain phone, and when they tried to get the phone over here to the U.S., this phone is what they use to parlay their social credit system. It's called Huawei. And when they tried to get that phone over to the U.S. blocked it. They blocked it. Where's that? But you can look that up. Anyway, they blocked it because the U.S. they want their own system. They don't want to, you know, piggyback off of China. China's just a testing ground. And you can read up on it. You know, I'm not even going to read all through it. But the main spiritual points were hit coming to that time where, you know, basically the bullshit, the shit is going to hit the fan. And that's why the scriptures talk about being deeply rooted. You know, that's important. Hey, when you look at the trees and, you know, you look at like the redwoods in California, those trees have been growing for a long, long time. The roots grow deep. And you have other trees, man, that it takes, you know, some time for those roots to grow. Hey, but what do the scriptures talk about? The bones and the sinews and all these things come together. Hey, so brothers gotta get on it. Hey, we gotta get with the quickening of the spirit. You know, like the scriptures talk about, that quickening. You know, and pray that the Lord once again keeps that spirit on you, that Ruach Kodash. But hey, that's all I had, man. Lord willing, is edifying for you. Interesting topics, interesting times. A lot of power plays going on behind the scenes. You know, and these Edomites, I noticed something. They're not even talking about this stuff. They're still on cruise control and you know, whatever their lot is in their empire. So, and that's why it's gonna come like a thief in the night. You know, and that's why our people, hey, that's why our mind isn't on this world, our care isn't on this world. We're trying to get our people away, certain select people, but you know, it's all through the spirit. You know, how fast they wake up, or if they wake up. You know, the deceiver and the deceiver are both Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Hey, but call Allah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, is edifying for you. Hey, if you're watching this, be not deceived and keep on your watch. Shalom.